So the reason why I'm doing these videos is because I want to help bridge the gap between the counselor and the potential client. A lot of potential clients don't go to counseling because they don't know what the process is. They feel like the counselor may be too nosy, or they don't want people in their business. So let's talk about what confidentiality is and what confidentiality is not. So as a counselor, I am a mandated reporter. That means there are certain things I must report. And those things are child abuse, child neglect, and the same thing if it's an elderly person or a disabled person. We also have to report any threats or suspicions or concerns about someone else's safety or your own safety. If it's your own safety, we kind of walk through assessments or tools that we have to kind of gauge where you are. Is it just the idea? Do you have the weapon or the pills, however you're choosing to complete a suicide? Do you have access to those things? Do you have a support system? So we're checking for all of those things. And if we feel like you're a harm to yourself, it's what we do is we'll get you help. It's not that, oh, they just want to lock me up or they just want to put me in a hospital. All the things that we do are to help the people that we serve. So when you come in to see a counselor, what you're doing is you're signing a contract with them, a confidentiality contract. What that is saying is, I'm aware that my counselor has to report these things. It also says I'm aware that my counselor will not disclose these things. And that protects the client and the counselor. So you don't have to worry about your information being shared during office room chat, or you won't hear it on the street, or somebody said they weren't going to tell, but they really do tell. We're bound by a code of ethics. We're not able to. Actually, if we breach confidentiality, it can have serious effects on our license and our ability to continue to practice. So some other things that people want to know in session is, what are you writing down? A lot of times when you're in a session, you'll have either a legal pad or some type of paperwork where the counselor is taking notes. And all we're doing is we're writing down what you tell us shorthand so we can remember it. After we get out of the session, then we take those notes and we say, okay, this is what's going on. Let me find treatment tools to best help this person. So it's not that we're writing it down and reporting it to anybody. It goes in a file cabinet that is locked and secured, and it's there. So you don't have to worry about if they're writing my information down, if somebody's going to get into it. We make sure that we take enough precautions that your information is kept secure and safe. And we also have to follow HIPAA laws, just like a doctor in a doctor's office would have to follow. So just kind of trying to take some of the stigma out of why a lot of people don't go to counseling. There are two other things that I want to talk about. One is, what questions are you asking and why? So one question that a counselor will ask you is, what brings you in? And we will call that, what are your presenting concerns? And some people may say, I just feel like I'm depressed. I don't know how I'm going to make it through. And we're asking that to find out what you want to work on. And if you're coming in and you say that you feel like you're depressed, then we want to, if your goal is to get better, that's what our goal is. Our goal is to help you achieve your goal. Another question that may come up is, have you ever used drugs to make you feel better, drugs or alcohol? The reason why we're asking that is to check, are you self-medicating? Maybe there's something else going on and you don't know how to handle it. So you're taking either prescribed drugs that belong to someone else or illegal drugs, or you're drinking to kind of either numb the pain or deal with it. And so that's what we want to find out, so we can help you get other tools to deal with whatever you're going through, and possibly refer you to a drug treatment program. And that's why we ask those questions. So in wrapping up the video, I just want you to know that we are not nosy for no reason. So we are just really checking to make sure that we can help you with what you need help with. And lastly, a lot of employers have what are called EAP programs. So if you're working for a company that has benefits, ask about EAP, because that'll give you free sessions to go and see a counselor. You don't have to have your world falling apart. You can just go just because I want to see what counseling is like. And a lot of times the companies cover it for about 10 sessions, some more or less. If you don't have EAP through your employer, then maybe if you have Medicaid covers counseling. If you have other insurance like Care First, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, check with your providers to see if they offer insurance. Some offices offer what is called private pay on a sliding scale fee. So if you don't have any of those and you really need help, then you can find a counselor that'll work with what you can afford. And if you don't have any money at all, there are also counselors that work for free. So a lot of counselors that are in the practicing stage, they will do pro bono